Because here we are, ladies and gentlemen, at the Art Boutique in San Jose. I am joined by Frantic Romantic, who are making their triumphant return to this wonderful venue. If you guys ever find yourself in San Jose, I highly recommend you check the spot out. Guys, what is up?
What's up?
Hey.
Man.
Welcome back, first and foremost. It's good to see you guys again.
Feels good.
Actually, I made an excursion out to your guys'
You
neck of the
did.
woods.
Yeah. You did, yeah.
It was very awesome.
And, you know, out of nowhere almost. I should have said something sooner so we could have planned it better, but I was just like, you know what? Maybe a surprise would be kind of cool.
Yeah, you like CM Punk the Survivor Series, man. You just showed up all of a sudden.
Gotta pull out the wrestling references, right?
I was at Subway, you just popped out.
Like,
You know?
hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Alright, so, new album releasing. As a matter of fact, this is the first time you guys are going to be selling the new
Publicly,
album.
yeah.
Publicly. And you guys are performing with two other bands today, but you had some hard-hitting questions for you that I wanted to ask.
Yes, please.
So let's go ahead and get started on this. So, question the first. Can you give us an overview in the creative process of your latest album? What went into it? What ideas did you guys come in with this?
Well, this is the first time we collectively worked with an outside producer. We've had people do post after we put our hands in everything, but this time we basically ran everything by somebody, as Michael probably elaborate a little more on.
Sure, yeah. So with Victoria Trap and with Celestina, you know, it was very us doing a lot, right? And you know, right around the beginning of 2020, before lockdown.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, our collaborator Joseph, the mysterious Joseph, he started sending us some music, right? So we're like, oh man, like let's start, you know, making some new stuff, right? But especially when lockdown happened, like we had all the time in the world to make new music. So I think the first questions we asked each other was, okay, how do we make this different from the other two albums that we've made, right? And an idea that I was kind of really pushing for was like, we need to have someone in the room that's not in the band running the sessions, you know, telling me, right, hey, do that verse over again, right? You know, try it this way, try it that way. It might sound better this way, you know. And then that kind of quickly evolved into a much more involved situation with some other people involved.
Having an outside perspective.
Yeah, because we interviewed like 8 different producers. Remember, we took time. It was when Zoom was blowing up, and if you had stock in there, you were a rich person. You know. We
missed that boat.
Me too. We Zoom interviewed a bunch of different producers, and then we ended up going with somebody from that. But we really took our time. You know.
Yeah. Well, cool.
I will say just one more thing. This was the first album where we had this guy with us contributing as well.
Zeke Zero right over here.
That's right.
I just want to give a quick little backstory. I entered the situation and then a few months after, well, not situation. I entered the band and then a few months after COVID hit. So that's when we came up with the idea, hey man, let's it was my fault. It probably was. But that's when everybody started talking about, hey man, let's just work on some music. So it was a definitely fun, weird experience, all of that. And then a lot of things happened after that. I think we'll deep dive much later.
You never really know what's going to happen day by day.
Right.
Yeah.
And what could ultimately produce, and now full member of the band here.
You know, it's funny because you were there at the beginning of the Victoria Trap, and then you walked away from the band to pursue, you know, like a job, basically.
Yeah,
to do your regular job.
And you know what, dude? And I regretted that. Even though I went away and I was like, I'm gonna be an adult. I'm just gonna work. But
Yeah.
I craved that art. And I saw you guys perform, and I was like, damn, man, this is what I'm missing out. But
So I'm going to say it right now. I've known this guy for years, like decades. Like I wasn't even double digits when I met this guy.
oh yeah,
So if I had known what you had just said, I probably would have smacked you in the back of the head.
yeah. Well, it was a path I had to follow, but Look, we're
But
getting
it-
out.
You're here now.
it's just-
You're here
it's just-
now.
It
That's-
wouldn't happen
that's-
another way, right?
That's the best part about it.
Right.
The band takes on a very neo-noir aesthetic to whatever visualization you guys are going, whether it's album covers, whether it's sick new T-shirts now that you can get them.
Oh yeah.
Where did that influence from? What did you guys see there that said, I want that for my band?
You know, it's interesting, right? Because I think Victoria Trap had a very kind of like Skyway View, Drop Dead 60 influenced wardrobe, right? It was
Yeah.
a lot of suits, a lot of ties, a lot of hats. Celestina was kind of, we're dipping more into like a synth sound, so I think it kind of really inspired some real like turquoise and magenta type 80s new wave stuff,
Right.
right?
Tears for Fears kind of stuff. Yeah.
Right, and then when this album was coming together, especially in that first year of lockdown, 2020, you know, the music was kind of feeding into
Yeah, those dark
the
places,
world,
right? Yeah.
And it's sort of like, you know, this neo noir kind of whatever Blade Runner, cyberpunk type deal. Almost felt like an extension of that new wave aesthetic, but if like, you know, the world had fallen into darkness.
Yeah.
And that was the only light that was protruding.
Right.
Yeah, I looked at it this way. It's like Celestina was like the party space pirate album, you know, where the future was good, everybody was happy, prosperous, and this is like after the bomb was dropped. These are the survivors that came out. You know, that's what this record kind of was, because I feel like that's what we were. You know, we were coming out of this really dark place, and we wanted to put it into the universe, you know, and into this music.
Speaking of, Celestina was released in 2020. Now the new album coming out 2024. What ideas did you have for Celestina that you couldn't do there? Move over to this album, if any.
The whole grid, right? That was the one.
Right. Yeah, I remember the whole grid had been around for a while. That was a part of that batch of Celestina songs. That might have been it, I think.
I think other than that, we wanted to really figure out what Frantic Romantic was as far as the aesthetic. We started working with a PR agent over that time, and she really opened our mind to like thinking outside the box. Like, okay, what's gonna make you stand out from band X, Y, and Z? You know, what's gonna make Frantic Romantic be Frantic Romantic? What's your message? Who's your audience? Stuff that you need to be looking at, you know, if you want to take this serious. And I think that's where the T-shirts kind of came from. That's where the colorful outfits, the all the stuff we do, you know, the videos, it came from that, really, from working with Jimena Feroz, you know.
Man, shout out to Jimena.
Jimena.
Yeah. And to that point, you know, I think I can't speak too much to Victoria Trap because there was a lot of it was very like freshmen for me at least with the band.
I say for all of us, really, man, because we barely knew each other, like, really,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, and I think with Celestina, we thought that it was going to be even bigger
Yeah.
than Victoria Trap, but you know, not to diss on the album or anything, because I really do love that
Yeah.
album, but it didn't go where we wanted it to go, and part of that was I think there was a little bit of a lack of delicacy in the process. Right, so when it came to recording these songs, especially and like mixing them and everything, it's like we put great delicacy into the
This
songs.
process, this
We
process,
spent
yeah.
so much time and so much like, you know, checking under every proverbial rock, just making sure that we were doing absolutely everything that we wanted to do with every single.
Doing it
I mean, Matt, it
justice.
took 4 years
Yeah.
to get this record all
Yeah.
completely out and onto the merch table, you know?
Right. And about to have some performances.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if you're not following them on Instagram, do so now.
Follow us.
And actually, this leads on to the next question. So this new album has it's a dual album. It's 2 albums with each having its own unique sound to it.
Yeah.
What issues did you guys think you were going to run into, and what issues surprised you when you were working on this?
Oh man. Well, okay.
It's a pretty ambitious
Yeah.
you know,
I'll lead with this.
album.
Always take care of the business first.
Yep.
Always have a contract
Up front.
signed.
Yeah.
That was the big lesson we learned from this album, and I can't.
Hey, mega props
Really
goes out
embellish.
to Mark, right? Mark Pearson, mega props, man.
Sure, Mark Pearson, also
MVP.
Aaron Helm,
Yep.
right? Aaron Helm kind of picked up the project when we needed someone to finish it, and Mark Pearson, So really, contracts. Have an entertainment lawyer.
Dot your I's, cross your T's.
Yes.
That was the biggest. That was the big one, man.
And I think just a little behind the scenes on it too is we handled it this way. Like I think the group collectively as musicians, we really tackled this song with the producer that was working with us. And when it came to the electronic record, we kind of really relied on our collaborator Joseph Medina, who he's a strong songwriter. We kind of were like, this is what we think, but can you recreate this? And it was just back and forth.
That idea of like, here's this, make
Yeah.
it sound like it's going to be on Tron.
Right, exactly.
And then there it is.
Yeah. And then even that, man, I mean, he's so meticulous. Like, you hear something and you're like, wow, that's amazing. And then we hear it the next time and it's completely different. And we're like, oh, man. So that took a while too, but I'm really happy with what we got now,
Yeah, I would visit him during when he was working on the sessions, doing it at his house. He would show me like 5 different versions, and then I'd come over and the next thing he showed me 5 different ones. I'm like, wow,
Dude, yeah.
But they all
yeah.
sounded great. But he's a perfectionist.
So that's the B-sides that's going to eventually come out at some point.
Oh, the other stuff?
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
I feel like if it's been created, it needs to come out at some point.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be immediately, but at some point, like, oh, here's the other stuff that
It's out there in the Akashic record already, right?
Right.
I mean, Let's Go Critical alone has like 5 different versions.
Oh, yeah,
between
yeah.
different people, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm excited. I'm excited for that new stuff.
Yeah,
For that stuff that's hidden under the couch kind of deal.
yeah.
You scratched on it just a little bit, but I do have to ask because the band has actually gone through a lot of hardships, both on the professional side of it, but also on the personal side of it. Anybody who's following these guys can easily find out what each band member has gone through. Have those experiences given you a new approach when you make music?
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
for these two
definitely.
right there.
You too, man. I mean, you got put through the ringer seeing us go through what we were going through. You were going through it too, man.
Yeah, I mean that was a tough time.
There's just some scary fucking times. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. But
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
This is
Right.
why I asked this question because
Yeah.
these are the types of things in life that could definitely change somebody's perspective on many different outputs. Like it could be from music, but it can also be how you handle your day to day. It could also be how you decide to take care of yourself. Is this the wake up call? Is this
Yeah,
does this make you spiral?
I definitely doubled down when it came to doing this right. I was like, if we're gonna do it, let's try to be as professional as we can. Let's treat it as business when we can, and let's put the best product we can out there too.
Yeah, and speaking of that, the last time that the band felt normal before lockdown was early 2020. And then, not getting into a lot of stuff that happened over the next
4 years.
well, I'd say 3 years. And there was a convergence where Zeke and then this guy right here, Marcelo. There was a convergence where both of them were active in the band, either again or first time, and I felt like that was really the first time since 2020 that the band felt like normal again.
Because before that, we were like doing a Hall & Oates for a long time, Until I felt like it was just Mike and I with other people, trying to make it work.
What's pretty cool is that they let me step away and take care of health problems and then death in my family.
I mean, you were a new
So,
dad, there's so much going on.
There's a lot going on within those years, and thankfully they just told me just go handle your business, And then when I came back, like I wasn't even gone. Man. They welcomed me with open arms, and then I got to meet Marcelo. He's a really great bass player, man. And then
Can't say much about him as a human being. But just kidding, buddy.
And then
Bragging on you.
all the relationships that they made, traveling over to Mexico or traveling over to different in LA, because I'm new to LA.
Yeah, you moved there too.
I
man.
moved there. It's almost a year.
Yeah.
And then meeting this guy Fernando, he's
Yeah, dude.
Tijuana. Yeah.
he's from Tijuana. He's
Fucking made the trek all the way out here to the Bay
Yes.
Area. Damn.
He has his own band, but he's doing this. It's cool, man. Meeting cool people and just building upon relationships and just being Frantic Romantic is that vehicle, that we're just pushing forward.
Yeah.
So, last few questions. I'm cherry picking these off from inside the actor studio.
Okay.
These are the questions that were asked at the end whenever they had an actor, and these are some of the questions that they asked from the students. So I'll ask 3 questions, and then I'll have 1 question that I'm throwing in there.
Sure.
So the first question is, what is your favorite sound?
Sound. Lately, it's been the gurgling of coffee because I just changed it. I mean, this is going to sound real cheesy, but just the sound of a great song. Okay, in the first 5 seconds of a song that you haven't heard before, and you just know you're going to like it.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
that's the best.
All right.
I mean, that's like a cool synth sound, cool, like warm and sparkly synth sound. The first few seconds.
A little heavy on the bass, just a little bit, right?
Yeah. Little 8-bit breakup or something, yeah.
Yeah. Favorite sound, guys?
I would have to say also music. Being in a band with musicians, they introduced me to music that they like and stuff that's new to me. So like they mentioned in the first few seconds. Also, I have a daughter. She's 3 years old. And just to hear her laugh is just so innocent and playful, and it's just so much joy, man.
Cool.
There's just so much joy that comes into it, and I never experienced or never thought I would experience that type of joy. So that also motivates me. It gets me up in the morning. Makes me happy.
Cool. Guys?
I would say fart.
There you go. It's always funny. It's
But
always
not
funny.
Always cracking.
But not really.
I know I heard this thing on a game show. It was like, how do you spell relief? And the guy was like, F-A-R-T.
Yeah. So, but the greatest sound that I've been pursuing all my life is the Geddy Lee sound. So I mean,
okay.
this is my
Okay.
the best sound that makes me happy, really happy. The Geddy Lee bass sound, the Fender Jazz, like from so many records, Rush records. That's the sound that I've been pursuing, and finally I got that sound right. Still have to work on my technique to be even close to 10% of what Geddy Lee is, but the sound is there.
Favorite
My
sound?
favorite sound these days has been the beep when you turn on the AC because it's very hot,
The giant relief that comes with it.
Yeah. No, but I think a great punchy bass
Okay.
light when you feel it like in the chest.
Right.
That's my
You feel
favorite.
that vibration.
Yeah. That's my
You're
favorite
gonna get some
sound.
of that tonight, right? Don't worry.
Yeah.
I got you.
Least favorite sound.
Fart.
You like the sound, but it's the after effect that happens that you're just like, oh.
When you say fart, there's so many different. There's the old people fart.
Yeah.
There's the baby fart.
Baby fart.
The squeaker.
There's the squeaker.
The silencer.
Silencer.
That's the big horn. That's the diarrhea fart.
Diesel.
Yeah.
They have AS and
That's the mother low sound.
This is what he describes.
Yeah.
I have actually an immediate answer for this, and that is when someone takes a balloon and they start rubbing it.
Oh.
That's my least favorite sound.
Least favorite sound is rubbing the
I feel it right here.
Yeah,
Whenever
mine-
someone does it, I feel it right there. and it makes me super uncomfortable.
Nice.
Yeah.
Me, it's the styrofoam. When someone fucking squeezes styrofoam, it's always had that like nails on chalkboard.
Yeah.
Nails on chalkboard.
We got two apparently. We got two on that one.
The
Yeah.
styro, it just fucking, it's like a sensory thing, I think, or some shit.
Yeah.
I feel it in here, and it just, you know?
You just feel it in the
Yeah.
spine.
Yep.
Back of the neck, like. Oh.
Yep.
Heebie-jeebies.
Yes, that's my least favorite sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about baby crying in the airplane?
That doesn't bother me too much.
That's what earphones are for, you know.
But my kids-
Everyone walks into the
You're
plane
that
now
guy.
with an earphone.
My kid's 6, dude, so like,
I've been there.
it wasn't that long ago,
My
yeah.
kids did that to people.
Yeah.
And now people are doing that to
You
me.
tell people,
Yeah.
shut up, that baby.
Yeah. Baby's gonna cry, man. Baby's gonna
Yeah.
He's gonna cry.
cry. Least favorite sound.
Man, damn, I don't think I have one. I never really thought about that. Except him talking about farts, maybe? No.
That's a sound. That's a sound. All right. Favorite curse word.
Oh, shit. By a mile. Fuck is overrated. Everyone uses fuck all the time now.
How about cabron?
Yeah, cabron's
He
good.
always says, what is it? Chingadera. But then he says he got it from Ruben. Una chingadera de cab.
Oh, chingo de
Chingo de chingadera.
There you
It
go.
was just he overheard me talking to
As
Fernando.
soon as you cross the border south of the border, this thing comes in every phrase. Everything is chinga de chingadera. With everybody. Some guy, the black guy.
It's said so much that it doesn't even have an effect.
It's everywhere. He cannot stop talking that shit.
He always fucking, he's just right there every time I'm like, you know.
No,
Every time I drop the veil of
He's saying that all the
professionalism,
time.
he's there.
And he's like, I like that word.
Yeah.
Fernando, what's your
Yeah,
favorite?
how about you, man?
Favorite curse word.
Cabron.
Cabron?
Yeah.
All right. Ruben?
Yeah, I don't say it that much anymore, but I would say, like, if I stub my toe, I'd be like, ah, bitch. Like, for everything, you
Yeah.
know? I fall down, oh, bitch, you know? Like,
It's your
I
go-to.
guess
It's
kind of my
your go-to.
go-to. It's like, without even thinking, instinctually, that's what I'll say, you know?
For me, it'd be shit.
Shit. All right. Last question. You are a fly in the wall of any historical moment. What is that moment that you want to witness?
Can we come back to me? I don't know.
That's a big one, isn't it?
Can that be in the
It could be like a historical moment. It can be a particular concert. It could be anything.
Okay, I know what moment this is, and this is so. Just bear with me. There was a long time there where I would just read books on the Revolutionary War and the Founding Fathers. Like I just like went hardcore nerd
On American
all that
history.
stuff,
I
right?
remember that, yeah.
And there was a speech that. So once America won the Revolutionary War, there was a lot of people that wanted to make George Washington king, right? So he came in and he gave this speech to all these people, and he said, "This is why I don't want to be king, and this is why I'm not going to be king, and we didn't fight the war so that I could be king," and all this stuff, right? And by the end of it, everybody was sobbing, and he just stormed out of the room.
That's where you want to be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what you want to see. Right on.
yeah.
Hey, we got American history buff. We got.
Can it be in the future?
Sure.
Or just things that happened in the past?
Interesting.
I mean, okay, let's go ahead and throw that in there. If there's a future event that you think is going to happen,
Yeah, I think it's gonna happen.
what do you think is going to happen and why?
Marcelo's a time traveler.
But can we talk politics or shouldn't we talk about
I mean, if you really want to go there, mind you, this is going to go out to all of the Frantic Romantic fans. So,
Okay, well,
We got your back, Marcel.
yeah, if you want to do it,
let's not go there then. Let's forget about it.
You're gonna single us out, man.
I think he's talking about November 9th.
No.
Possibly.
No, I'm talking about something next year.
Flat Earth, like being proof.
So he wants to go. He wants to go in the future so that he can place bets for Vegas. Like this is what's going to happen in the political landscape.
People don't know he's Biff Tannen, you know? That's,
If I were to be a fly and see something happening in the future that's going to be historic, is a certain personality when they get to jail and they get their jumpsuit and the little blanket, and that's going to be your number.
Yeah.
That can be so many
There you
people.
go.
Yeah.
And we'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Like that.
Fernando, moment in time.
I think any Michael Jackson concert
Oh,
will be a happy flag. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. seeing Michael Jackson live.
Hell yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Man, we're so similar. That's funny. For me, it was it's a Michael Jackson moment, but it was when they were recording the "We Are the World" with all those fucking personalities.
All in the same room.
That's the
Yeah.
moment.
Where you could see him passive aggressively getting a little more mad and more mad.
They're trying to one up each other.
How about to be a fly in the room when Dave Gilmour recorded the final version of Comfortable Numb, the one that made it
that
to the
solo?
album?
Oh yeah.
And they said, I think that's good.
why.
I think that's a key
I
one.
love that solo. It's one of my favorite fucking solos in the world, man.
Alright.
I don't even hear me. I do it at practice sometimes. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Alright, fly on the wall.
Fly on the Wall, man. It's gonna be a boring one, but when Jeff Buckley recorded Grace, that album is just, man, it's so beautiful.
When you recorded it or created it?
When he recorded, or when he was working on sessions for it.
Okay.
I guess yeah.
One of the best albums of all time.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Alright. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Frantic Romantic playing a show tonight.
Tonight,
Make sure you guys are following the Instagram so you can see those awesome looking t-shirts, man. They are badass. Guys, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Appreciate the time.
E-Man.
Yeah, the
And
email.
I can't wait to see this all completed and chopped up and
Yeah.
a nice pretty package.
Here on the medicine cabinet.
Special shout out to Fernando for joining us all the way from TJ, man. This
Thank you,
guy
TJ.
really came through.
TJ Maxx.
Always a pleasure playing with these guys. You know.
It's awesome.
Thank you, man.
All